Feel good after 60. 5 proven ways to keep dopamine high. After the age of 60, many people begin to notice changes in energy levels, mood, memory, and motivation. While some of these changes are a natural part of aging, others may be tied to the decline of key brain chemicals, especially dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter responsible for reward, motivation, focus, and overall mood. Keeping your dopamine levels balanced and strong can help you feel more alive, engaged, and optimistic in your later years. As we grow older, it's not unusual to feel less driven or mentally sharp than we once were. Tasks that once brought joy or excitement might seem dull or tiring. This shift often goes hand in hand with a reduction in dopamine activity in the brain. In fact, studies show that dopamine production naturally declines with age, affecting not only our mood, but also our ability to concentrate and feel pleasure. However, this decline isn't inevitable or irreversible. Through conscious lifestyle choices, it's possible to reignite your brain's natural vitality. Supporting dopamine levels doesn't just help you feel better, it plays a key role in protecting your cognitive function, resilience, and overall quality of life as you age. In this article, we'll explore 5 science-backed strategies to naturally boost dopamine levels after 60. Whether you're retired, semi-retired, or still active in work and community life, these tools can help you maintain a vibrant, joyful outlook. Each tip is practical, empowering, and rooted in the latest research on healthy aging and brain wellness. Move your body. Exercise for a natural dopamine. Rush physical activity is one of the simplest and most powerful tools for enhancing dopamine. When you move, your brain releases a wave of mood-lifting chemicals, including dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. This is why exercise is often prescribed as a natural treatment for depression and anxiety. But the benefits go deeper. Exercise increases the number and sensitivity of dopamine receptors in your brain, making it more responsive to joy, reward, and motivation. It also reduces inflammation and promotes the growth of new brain cells, supporting long-term cognitive health. And the best part, you don't need to run marathons to see results. Brisk walking, dancing, gentle yoga, tai chi, swimming, or light strength training all help. The key is consistency and enjoyment. When exercise feels good, your brain associates it with pleasure and releases even more dopamine. Whether it's a morning walk in the park or dancing to your favorite music in the kitchen, regular movement becomes a joyful ritual that fuels your mind and spirit. Just 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, or even a few 10-minute bursts throughout the day can make a lasting difference. Exercise increases the number of dopamine receptors in the brain and improves their sensitivity. It also reduces inflammation and promotes neurogenesis, the growth of new brain cells. Best types of exercise after 60: brisk walking, swimming, tai chi or yoga dancing, light strength training. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate activity, 5 days a week. Even short 10-minute sessions throughout the day can add up and make a difference. Eat smart. Feed your brain with dopamine-boosting nutrients. Your brain depends on what you eat. Dopamine is synthesized from an amino acid called tyrosine, which is found in many protein-rich foods. But it doesn't stop there. For dopamine to be produced efficiently, your body also needs key cofactors like vitamin B6, folate, magnesium, and iron. A brain-friendly diet should include lean proteins like fish, eggs, and legumes, nuts, and seeds, especially almonds, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds, fruits like bananas and avocados, colorful vegetables rich in antioxidants, e.g. berries, spinach, carrots, healthy fats from olive oil, fatty fish, and flaxseed, dark chocolate. Yes, a little can go a long way. Complex carbohydrates also help by transporting amino acids into the brain and balancing blood sugar, which stabilizes mood. Hydration is equally important. Even mild dehydration can affect dopamine production and focus. Avoid ultra-processed foods and sugar spikes, which may create a temporary high but ultimately lead to dopamine crashes and fatigue. Instead, opt for variety, moderation, and whole foods that nourish not just your body, but your emotional balance. Eating well after 60 isn't just about staying physically healthy. It's about keeping your mind alert, your emotions balanced, and your brain chemistry aligned with vitality. Aging brains are more vulnerable to oxidative stress. Include colorful fruits and vegetables rich in antioxidants, like berries, spinach, and carrots, to protect your brain cells. Stay hydrated and avoid processed sugars, which can create dopamine spikes and crashes. Get outside, sunshine and fresh. Hair for mental clarity. Spending time outdoors is one of the most underrated dopamine boosters. Natural sunlight helps your body produce vitamin D, which is essential for dopamine synthesis. Low levels of vitamin D have been linked to cognitive decline, depression, and low motivation, especially in older adults. Sunlight also stimulates the retina, which activates brain pathways that trigger dopamine release. Morning light in particular regulates your body clock, enhances sleep quality, and lifts your mood. Even 15 to 30 minutes of sunlight exposure a day, on your skin or through your eyes, can yield noticeable benefits. Walking, gardening, sitting on a sunny bench, or enjoying coffee on your balcony all count. Outdoor time also engages your senses: the rustling of leaves, birdsong, fresh air, the warmth of the sun. These sensory experiences calm the nervous system, reduce cortisol, and promote a deep sense of well-being, all of which support dopamine production. The outdoors also encourages gentle movement, social interaction, and mindful presence. It's not just about sunlight. It's about reconnecting with life in its simplest, most healing form. Low levels of vitamin D have been linked to depression, cognitive decline, and reduced dopamine synthesis. What to do? Aim for 15 to 30 minutes of sunlight exposure each day, preferably in the morning. Take a walk in nature. Parks, gardens, or even your neighborhood can offer mental refreshment. If sunlight is limited, especially in winter, consider a vitamin D supplement after checking with your doctor. Practice mindfulness, meditation, and gratitude for mental rewiring. Mindfulness practices like meditation, breathwork, and journaling are powerful tools for supporting dopamine and emotional balance. When you turn inward and quiet the mind, your brain shifts from stress mode into healing mode. Meditation, even for 5 to 10 minutes a day, has been shown to increase dopamine levels in brain regions linked to attention, reward, and positive emotion. Deep breathing slows the nervous system, lowers stress hormones, and restores calm. Gratitude journaling trains your mind to focus on the good, which not only boosts dopamine, but also creates a buffer against anxiety and low mood. These practices also rewire neural pathways, increasing your brain's sensitivity to pleasure and meaning. Over time, mindfulness builds resilience and clarity, helping you face challenges with presence rather than panic. Getting started is easy. Use apps like Calm, Insight Timer, or Headspace. Keep a simple gratitude journal. Write 3 things you're thankful for each night. Try box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Mindfulness is not about perfection. It's about giving your mind the space to reset, realign, and remember what really matters. How mindfulness helps. Meditation increases dopamine release in key brain regions. Gratitude rewires the brain to focus on positive experiences, enhancing dopamine's role in reward and motivation. Easy practices. To start, try a guided meditation app like Calm or Insight Timer for 10 minutes daily. Keep a gratitude journal and write down 3 things you're thankful for every evening. Practice deep breathing or body scanning to reduce tension. 5. Enjoy life's pleasures. Music, laughter, and connection. Dopamine is the brain's response to joy. It lights up when we feel pleasure, learn something new, laugh, or connect with others. That's why fun and play are not luxuries. They're necessities for brain health. As we age, routines can become rigid and joy can slowly slip out of our lives, but it doesn't have to be that way. The human brain craves novelty, delight, and emotional warmth at any age. Rediscovering hobbies, trying new things, and spending time with people who lift your spirits can create a powerful neurochemical shift. You might listen to your favorite music or explore new genres, paint, draw, garden, or build something with your hands, laugh with friends, watch a comedy or play games with grandkids, learn a language, take a course, or start a travel dream journal. Volunteer. join a book club, or reach out to someone in need. Social bonds and meaningful experiences activate not only dopamine, but also oxytocin, the bonding hormone, making you feel loved, safe, and energized. Let go of the idea that joy needs to be earned. You deserve to feel good just because you're here. Let your life be rich in little pleasures, daily smiles, and curious adventures. Supplements and support. While lifestyle is the cornerstone, certain supplements can offer extra support, especially if you're experiencing low mood, fatigue, or difficulty concentrating. Some of the most researched options include L-tyrosine, a direct precursor to dopamine vitamin D, essential for brain health and often low in older adults. Curcumin, from turmeric, has neuroprotective and anti-inflammatory effects. Ginkgo biloba supports circulation and cognitive performance. Rhodiola and ashwagandha, adaptogens that help the body handle stress. Always consult your healthcare provider before adding supplements to your routine. Personalized advice ensures safety, especially if you're taking medications or managing chronic conditions. Used wisely, supplements can complement your habits and give your brain the extra nutrients it needs to thrive. Choose to feel good. Every day, aging doesn't have to mean slowing down mentally or emotionally. By intentionally supporting your dopamine levels, you can remain energetic, optimistic, and mentally agile. Movement, nutrition, sunlight, mindfulness, joy, and connection. These are simple, powerful tools at your fingertips. Think of dopamine as the spark that keeps your engine running smoothly. When it flows freely, you wake up with purpose. Meet your day with curiosity and end it with a sense of satisfaction. It helps you savor the little joys, stay connected to others, and remain engaged with the world around you. Maintaining healthy dopamine levels isn't just about brain chemistry. It's about honoring your potential, your experiences, and the vibrant life that still lies ahead. Remember, it's never too late to feel better. Every choice you make sends a signal to your brain, and your brain responds. Choose joy, choose health, choose to feel good after 60 and beyond. You deserve it, you've earned it, and your future self will thank you. And now, let us tell you the story of Julie and Smith, and how they try to put these tips into practice to live their best life. May their journey inspire you too. Julie woke up to the soft glow of sunlight peeking through the curtains. It was 7:05 a.m., and the birds were already singing their morning melodies outside. She reached over to the other side of the bed where Smith was still sleeping, curled on his side, his grey hair slightly tousled. She smiled. After 42 years together, she still loved waking up next to him. Carefully, she slipped out from under the covers and opened the window. A cool breeze danced in. Fresh air first thing in the morning, one of her favorite dopamine boosters. She took a deep breath, filling her lungs with gratitude and the scent of summer leaves. "Coffee," she called out sweetly. Smith stirred and blinked a few times before nodding and stretching like a sleepy cat. "Yes, please. And maybe one of those blueberry muffins you made yesterday," Julie chuckled. "Only if you come out and dance with me on the patio afterward." He sat up, grinning. "Deal." By 7:45 a.m., they were both out on the back patio of their cottage-style home. Smith sipped his coffee, while Julie swayed barefoot to a playlist of golden oldies playing softly from a Bluetooth speaker. The morning sun gently warmed their skin, and the world seemed simple and beautiful. "Did you know," Julie said between twirls, "that dancing like this helps us release dopamine and serotonin? It's practically medicine." "Then we better keep dancing forever," Smith replied, reaching out to take her hand. Their days weren't always so picturesque, but ever since Julie had read about how dopamine plays a key role in motivation, mood, and memory, she had made it her mission to fill their routine with as many joy-sparking, dopamine-friendly moments as possible. At 9 a.m., they went for their morning walk. Not a power walk, not a speed walk, just a walk with pauses to look at flowers, smile at neighbors, or listen to the breeze through the trees. Smith brought his camera. Julie brought a small basket in case they passed any ripe wild herbs or fruit along the trail. "You notice how our walks always clear our minds?" Smith said, as they strolled past a blooming patch of lavender. "Yup. Movement plus nature plus sunlight. That's like a triple shot of dopamine, Julie smiled. You're welcome. He laughed and clicked a picture of her, hair shining, in the sun. You're my favorite neurotransmitter. Back home around 10:30 they sat down to a light breakfast, Greek yogurt with chia seeds, walnuts and slices of banana. Julie had read that bananas are rich in tyrosine, a building block of dopamine. She made sure they always had some on hand. After breakfast, they each took 30 minutes of creative time. Julie liked to write little poems or make watercolor sketches. Smith usually lost himself in woodworking. He was finishing a birdhouse with tiny heart-shaped cutouts. The rule during this time was no phones, no news, no chores. Just pure play. Creativity is sacred, Julie liked to say. It keeps our brains young and joyful. Smith would wink and add, and it makes time fly in the best way. At noon, they'd often sit down to a warm lunch with plenty of colors on their plate. Today it was a lentil and spinach stew with a side of quinoa, a handful of pumpkin seeds and a drizzle of olive oil. Smith took a moment to light a small candle, as he always did. Gratitude activates dopamine too, doesn't it? He asked. Julie nodded. That's what the research says. So before picking up their forks, they closed their eyes and shared one thing they were grateful for. I'm grateful for these years with you, Smith said. Julie took his hand. And I'm grateful for how we've grown into this piece together. Their afternoons were flexible. Sometimes they read books in the hammock under the oak tree. Sometimes they volunteered at the community garden or helped run the local food pantry. But every activity was chosen with intention, to connect, to move, to serve, or to feel something real. Today, they drove to the park and met up with friends for a casual game of pétanque, the French version of bocce ball. There was gentle competition, playful banter, and plenty of laughter. Being with friends, sharing stories and laughs was one of their favorite ways to naturally boost dopamine. Julie called it social medicine. Smith just called it fun. By late afternoon, they'd return home. Julie might make them a pot of tea, usually green or ginger, and they'd sit on the porch in quiet companionship. Sometimes they listened to music. Sometimes they just watched the clouds change shape. And in these slow, gentle pauses, something beautiful always happened. Joy didn't have to shout. It was there, whispering in the stillness. Dinner was light and nutritious, roasted salmon with turmeric and lemon, steamed broccoli, and a side of sweet potato mash. All brain-friendly foods. Julie had learned that turmeric contains curcumin, which helps protect dopamine-producing neurons. It made her feel empowered, knowing they could eat with both pleasure and purpose. After clearing the dishes, they'd put on soft music and do a short guided meditation together. Just 10 minutes sitting side by side, eyes closed, hands touching. The mindfulness practice helped them both sleep better, but more than that, it gave them a sense of being fully present, in their bodies, in their hearts, with each other. Before bed, Julie would pull out her little gratitude journal. Want to do it with me? She'd ask, even though she already knew the answer. Always, Smith would say, climbing into bed beside her. Each of them would write down 3 things that made them smile that day. Some days it was a kind word from a stranger, or the way a bird sang from the fence. Other days it was each other. After the journal was closed, they would hold hands under the covers. You know, Smith whispered once, the greatest dopamine hit of all is just loving you. Julie laughed, a tear in her eye. You old romantic. And he grinned. Still got it. Julie and Smith weren't perfect. They had aches, wrinkles, slower mornings, and the occasional sad memory or worry about the future. But they had discovered something profound. That feeling good wasn't about chasing youth, but nurturing joy. Every walk, every bite, every laugh, every quiet breath, it was all part of a love story. Not just with each other, but with life itself. They didn't need big adventures or dramatic milestones to feel alive. They just needed each other, a bit of sunshine, a little music, and the simple magic of showing up for the day with open hearts. And so as the moon rose outside their window, casting silver light across their quilt, Julie whispered one last thing into the quiet. Today was good. Smith squeezed her hand, and tomorrow will be too.